How we doing this week, guys? Keith Scott here. We're going to do the NFL picks for Week 6. We're going to start off with the Thursday night game. You got the 1-4 New Orleans Saints coming off a big-time loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe 38-17. Atlanta snuck by Washington in overtime last week to improve to 5-0 on the year. Atlanta's a 3.5-point favorite in this game. I was not impressed by the New Orleans Saints' run defense the past couple games watching them. I think Devontae Freeman is going to have another big game this week. He's scored touchdowns the last 4 games. I think he scores one again this week, at least one. I think they win this game comfortably, 28-21, improve to 6-0 on the year. I think the Saints are going to fall to 1-5. On to the next game. Got the Denver Broncos at the Cleveland Browns Sunday at 1 o'clock. Denver's 4-point favorites. They've been sneaking by teams. Snuck by, I believe, Oakland it was last week. The Browns beat the Ravens in overtime, came back and won. You saw that offense. Josh McCown, 400 yards passing. The Barnidge, the tight end, Hawkins, Hartline, Travis Benjamin. Crowell, you saw them, guys. I really like the Cleveland defense. I think they're going to play them tough. They're going to intercept Peyton Manning, cause some turnovers. But that Denver defense, even without DeMarcus Ware, I believe, is going to be able to slow down Cleveland's offense, slow down Josh McCown, get some pressure, get some sacks, maybe cause a couple turnovers, and that'll ultimately give Denver the game. I think they sneak out of this one 6-0. With a 17-14 win. I think Cleveland is going to fall to 2-4. On to my next 1 o'clock game, the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Bengals are 3.5-point favorites. They're coming off that impressive victory versus the Seattle Seahawks. They've won the Super Bowl the last 2 years. They were up 24-7 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and I saw so many posts on Facebook that, oh, we're 4-1, so what, blah, blah, blah. The game's still going on, Cincinnati. You've got to have more faith in your team. I knew the game wasn't over with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. I knew the Cincinnati Bengals were at least going to attempt to come back. They were going to score again. They were going to try to get back in the game. I didn't know if they had a chance to win the game, but I thought they were going to have a chance to come back in this game. I didn't see Seattle scoring 24 points. I didn't see them scoring more than 24 points. So I always thought that Cincinnati had a great chance, even with the fumble there by Rex Burkhead that gave Bobby Wagner the touchdown. If you take that play away, man, you've got to credit Cincinnati. I mean, that defense, they shut down Russell Wilson. They got to him all day. He was running for his life. They had one big pass play. Darqueze Dennard got burnt by, what's his name? Doug Baldwin. Jermaine Kearse had the one catch. Jimmy Graham, though, nothing out of him, really. Thomas Rawls had the best game of his career. I think Cincinnati run D needs to step up, but I think they will versus Buffalo. Buffalo's got, I believe, LaShawn McCoy and Carlos Williams out. They picked up Dan Herron, and they got Boobie Dixon. So I don't expect them to have a huge game on the ground versus Cincinnati. Tyrod Taylor is supposed to be out as well. But back to the Cincinnati-Seattle game. 20-point comeback by the Cincinnati Bengals to beat Seattle 27-24 in overtime. I'm really impressed by the Cincinnati team. This team's for real. I don't think we need to start talking about Super Bowls yet, but we need to start really considering this team as a contender. And I think they got a good chance to win a playoff game this year. I do. I've thought that the last couple years, though. They let me down this year. Oh, my God. I don't know what else to think. I mean, it's now or never for the Cincinnati Bengals. If they're ever going to win a Super Bowl, it's going to be this year. Simple as that. This is the most talented Bengals football team we'll probably ever have. My lifetime. A lot of other people's lifetimes. But on to the game now. You saw the comeback. You saw Andy Dalton in that fourth quarter, how he played. Tyler Eifert had the 2 touchdowns. Marvin Jones was involved. Mohamed Sanu was involved. A.J. Green was involved. Giovanni Bernard was involved. The only person in the offense that seems to not be clicking is Jeremy Hill, unless it's inside the 10-yard line. I expect him to improve, though. He's going to get better as the season goes on, just like last year. Jeremy Hill, at this time last year, was a backup running back that wasn't getting many touches. He came along in the second part of the year. I think he does that again this year. I think the Bengals will be going up against EJ Manuel this Sunday. I think Tyrod Taylor is going to sit out with a knee injury, and the Bengals are going to win this one comfortably. They're going to get challenged by that Bills defense, but they win this one comfortably. Like I said, 24-13, 6-0 for Cincinnati. Buffalo falls to 3-3. On to my next game. It's the Chiefs at the Vikings. Chiefs just lost Jamal Charles. I'm not going to talk much about them. I don't expect much out of them. They're going to get a top 10 pick. There's no doubt about that. They're 1-4. I don't see them winning too many more games. Vikings win this one comfortably. Big game out of Adrian Peterson. I think you see Charles Johnson get involved this week. 24-14 final. Vikings improved to, I believe, 3-2. On to my next game. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars at Houston. Or Houston at Jacksonville. I like Houston on the road. I do. I think Brian Hoyer is going to get the start. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a big game versus that Jacksonville secondary. You saw Jameis Winston, Doug Martin tear him up last week. I think Brian Hoyer can do the same thing with DeAndre Hopkins, some of them weapons, Arian Foster. I think they sneak out with a victory, improve to 2-4, and win this one 24-21. On my next game, we got the Detroit Lions at home for Chicago. Chicago's off 2 straight victories since Jay Cutler has came back. Detroit 0-5. Been kind of miserable this year. Their offense has not been there at all. I think they will come out with some fire in this game. I think they really think they can win this one. They're at home. I think they get their first victory of the year. They're not going to go 0-16 again. They're going to improve to 1-5 this Sunday. I'm saying comfortably, 31-21. How many times have you seen Jay Cutler really have 3 good games in a row? I'm not going to rely on him to go out there and beat Detroit just because Carson Palmer did and just because Russell Wilson did and some of these other good quarterbacks. Jay Cutler is still on the hot seat as far as a quarterback goes. I think they lose this one, like I said, 31-21, Detroit 1-5. On to my next game, Washington at New York. The Jets, 3-1, coming off a bye week. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this Washington team. I think, Washington, you saw them last week versus Atlanta. Them 2 interceptions by Kirk Cousins killed them. They should have won that game, but he single-handedly killed them. They're going up against one of the best secondaries in the league, maybe the best. Sheldon Richardson's coming back, their best defensive lineman, in my opinion. They're 6-point favorites. I think they do win this game, and I think they win comfortably. I don't think Washington's offense is going to move the ball much versus New York. I think Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, Chris Ivory are going to make plays, and I think the Jets prove to 4-1. They win this game 21-10. My last, 2 more. Last 2 1 o'clock games. Arizona at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off that tough Monday night win versus San Diego. Arizona is 3-point favorites, just blew out Detroit. I'm not expecting a lot from the Steelers pass game. Mike Vick, you see him run the ball late in that fourth quarter. I think he's going to run the ball more. I think you're going to see a lot of Le'Veon Bell until Ben Roethlisberger gets back. They got Martavius Bryant back, but like I said, Antonio Brown hasn't been able to get the ball. How's Martavius Bryant going to be any different? I think Arizona wins this game comfortably, 28-14. Carson Palmer and that offense of Arizona is going to make plays. Chris Johnson, Andre Ellington, Larry Fitzgerald, John Brown, and that Arizona D is shut down. I think they're going to be able to contain Le'Veon Bell, and I think they're going to be able to shut down Michael Vick. Like I said, 28-14. I think Arizona improves to 5-1, and Pittsburgh falls to, I I believe 3-3. Miami Dolphins coming off a bye week. Tennessee, tough loss to Buffalo. They were winning, I believe, 14-3 in that, or 13 nothing maybe versus Buffalo last week. Mariota's been flawless as far as turnovers. He has not been turning over the ball as much as you see the rookie quarterbacks normally turn it over. I expect them to make some plays versus Miami. Miami has not impressed me at all. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games. They just fired their head coach. I think they fall. I like Tennessee to get their second win of the year at home, their first home win under Marcus Mariota, 17-14 over the Miami Dolphins. On to my next games. 4 o'clock. Carolina at Seattle. Seattle's a 7-point favorite in this game. I don't see this one being close either. They're 7-point favorites. I don't see them being this game being closer than that. Carolina is 4-0, yeah, but Seattle, coming off that tough loss to Cincinnati, I think they redeemed themselves. They saved their seasons with this game, improved to 3-3. Carolina's going to fall to 4-1, be the first undefeated team to fall this week. And like I said, I think they fall 27-17. I don't think this game's going to be very close. I think Seattle wins comfortably, improves to 3-3. On my next 4 o'clock game, San Diego versus Green Bay. Green Bay is a 10.5-point favorite in this game. San Diego just came off that tough loss to Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell scored on the final seconds of the play to beat them. Antonio Gates looked very good for them. I think San Diego is having a tough year. I think they do fall to 2-4 after this game. I like the Packers to win 24-17, a little closer than some people think. But that offense with Aaron Rodgers hasn't been clicking like it was the first couple weeks. I think they'd come out a little bit better. I don't think he turns over the ball this week. Like I said, 24-17, Packers 6-0. On to my next game, the last 4 o'clock game, you got the Ravens at the 49ers. Both teams 1-4. The Ravens are 2.5-point favorites. I like them to win and around that area. I think they win 31-28, get their second win of the year. I think San Francisco loses a fifth straight game. I'm not impressed with them. Colin Kaepernick struggles versus Baltimore. Carlos Hyde, it's been limping around, it looks like to me. Not liking this San Fran team. I think the Ravens are going to sneak out versus a terrible team. The Ravens should be 0-5, though. Not impressed with them at all. I don't think they finished the year very good at all. On to my Sunday night game. New England taking on the Colts. If you guys remember the whole Deflategate situation, the Colts were the team that whole thing happened with. And trust me, if you know the Patriots, they're going to play with revenge. They're going to try to blow this team out. They've been blowing out teams that had nothing to do with Deflategate. And you think they aren't going to try to come out and blow out the Indianapolis Colts? Come on. Andrew Luck or not, they're 8-point favorites. I expect them to win this game by more than that. I say 38-21 Patriots over the Colts. I think Tom Brady is going to have 4 or 5 touchdowns in this game. Improve to 5-0 on the year. The Colts are going to fall to 3-3. Monday night, my last game. Got the Giants at Philly. I like Philly to get their second straight win. They're 4-point favorites. I think they win this game 34-27. Final score, I think DeMarco Murray and that offense starts getting it together, starts putting up some points, and I think they get it done. They get another win, the third of the year, and they start getting it together and start competing in that weaker division now with the Cowboys, all their injuries. And I don't like the Giants very much. I don't. I like their offense. I don't like their defense. I don't think they're good enough to win this division. I think Philly's still going to end up winning it. I like Philly to win this 34-27. Like I said, both teams are going to be 3-3 after this game. And that is all I've got for the Week 6 NFL picks. I'm going to have my picks up in the information box. Check them out if you missed some. You want to see what some of the scores I predicted was. I was 11-3 on my picks last week. Another 14 games for you here this week. 11-3 though. I'll have my winners and losers up soon as well. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back next week with some college football picks, winners, losers, NFL, college, and my picks for next week. Thanks for watching, guys.